The morning sun had just begun to rise over the island of Crete, casting long golden rays across fields that had been farmed for thousands of years. At first glance, Papoura Hill looked ordinary, a quiet slope covered with shrubs, stones, and the memories of generations. But beneath this peaceful landscape, something ancient, powerful, and forgotten had been sleeping. Something that would shake modern Greece to its core. In 2024, as archaeologists began preliminary surveying for an infrastructure project near Kastelli airport, their instruments detected unusual circular anomalies deep underground. At first, they suspected natural formations, but the shapes were too precise, too symmetrical, too engineered. When the drilling began, the soil revealed fragments of pottery, stone tools, and slabs decorated with faint spirals. The team paused. Everyone understood what spirals meant in Crete. They were the sacred symbol of Europe's oldest advanced civilization. But even then, no one expected what lay beneath. Weeks later, excavation teams uncovered a perfectly circular stone structure, unlike anything ever found in Crete. Layer after layer of stone rings spiraled inward toward a central chamber. It was 50 meters across, built with geometric precision so advanced that even modern architects stood speechless. As one archaeologist whispered, "This isn't a building. This is a message carved into the earth." Experts scrambled to the site. Some believed it was a ceremonial building. Others thought it could be a gathering hall. But whispers began to spread, quiet, electrifying whispers, that this might be connected to the most iconic myth of the ancient world, the Labyrinth of the Minoans. For centuries, the Labyrinth was believed to be only a myth written in Greek texts, a monstrous maze built by the legendary architect Daedalus for King Minos, a prison of twists, circles, and corridors so confusing that no one could escape. Historians dismissed it as symbolic, a metaphor for political power, not a real place. And yet here it was, a circular, maze-like structure resting exactly where the Minoans once built their most sacred centers. Only this time, it was not a story. It was stone, measured, mapped, real. You're watching Biography Plus. As excavations deepened, the structure revealed an intricate system of chambers connected by narrow passageways. The stones were shaped perfectly, cut with surprising accuracy, and arranged in patterns that matched Minoan religious architecture. But this building was older than any palace, older than Knossos, older than Phaistos. It belonged to a time when the Minoans were only beginning to define themselves as a civilization, and yet, this was no ordinary building. Its rings were aligned with celestial positions. The inner chamber contained traces of burned offerings, animal bones, olive oil, grains, and rare herbs. This was a sacred space, a place where ritual, fire, and myth came together. Local elders came to observe the dig. Many had grown up hearing whispered stories that the hill is hollow, that strange lights are seen at night, and that old voices echo underground. No one believed them. But now, the land itself was proving them right. News spread across Greece. Archaeologists compared the site, Estizane with ancient iconography, and discovered that its concentric layout mirrored the spiral patterns used in Minoan art to represent life, death, and rebirth. This site wasn't a house, or a storage building, or even a palace. It was a ceremonial labyrinth, a structure designed to guide participants through symbolic cycles before reaching the sacred center. But there was something even more shocking. During the excavation of the central chamber, researchers discovered what appeared to be ritual tools, small bronze blades, clay figurines, a bull's horn symbol carved from limestone, and fragments of wall plaster decorated with bright red pigment. The bull symbol was unmistakable. The Minoans worshipped the bull as a divine creature. Their ceremonies involved dancers, acrobats, and priests in masks representing the animal spirit. The labyrinth was not a prison. It was a theater of transformation. And as scientists sifted through soil samples, they found evidence of feasts, animal remains, charred seeds, traces of wine. This wasn't the grave of a monster. It was a temple of renewal, a place where the people of ancient Crete came to confront the mysteries of life and death. But the biggest shock came when ground-penetrating radar revealed that the circular structure at Papoura Hill was only the beginning. Beneath it lay tunnels, long, branching tunnels stretching far into the hillside, reaching depths no one had anticipated. These were not naturally formed caverns. They were cut by human hands. Suddenly, the myth of the labyrinth didn't seem like a myth at all. For thousands of years, poets imagined a structure where one could lose themselves in darkness, only to emerge transformed. And Crete was not in the form of a monster's prison, but as a sacred architectural masterpiece designed to challenge the human spirit. Scholars from across Europe called the discovery the most important Minoan find of the century. Greek newspapers declared that Crete had revealed the beating heart of its oldest legend. For the people of Crete, it was validation proof that their stories, passed down through generations, were not fantasies, but memories of a civilization that once dazzled the ancient world. As excavations continued into 2025, more artifacts emerged: clay tablets with unknown symbols, ceremonial cups, fragments of frescoes painted with natural dyes. Everything hinted at a sophisticated culture capable of engineering marvels long before the rise of classical Greece. Even today, architects struggle to explain how such a massive circular structure was designed without advanced tools, without iron, without mathematics as we know it. But perhaps that is the real story of Papoura Hill. It is not simply a discovery. It is a reminder that civilizations rise, fall, and rise again in our memories. That myths often carry truths woven in metaphor. That beneath the soil of Europe lie countless stories waiting for sunlight. The labyrinth of Papoura Hill was not the home of a monster. It was the home of Mini, a place where ancient Cretans confronted the unknown with courage, ceremony, and belief. And now, after thousands of years, the earth has returned their voices. This is not the end of the mystery. It is only the entrance. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more journeys into the past.